Okay, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. It's now Tuesday, and I'm so happy to see all of you guys once again. If you haven't seen my channel, please make sure to check me out on both my Twitch as well as my YouTube, and keep your eyes and ears open for when my next upload of this game, namely Star Trek Resurgence, goes up on the channel for the next couple parts. And if you don't know me or haven't met me yet, it's your boy Spicy Pepper, aka Cayenne134TTV. Um, I stream on fairly random days of the week, but I'm now trying to limit myself to more manageable rate of doing it at least once a week for a short 5 hours so I don't get burnt out myself. And then I use the next couple of days for editing, for doing a whole editing of like my 5 hour streams or recordings. But this isn't going to be for 5 hours. This is only going to be for 30 minutes. So I have to make these intros kind of a little bit short. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for all of your love and support and your views of my content for Star Trek Resurgence. I might start getting back into either Diablo 4 and possibly New World for the new stuff, like the new DLC content that I've seen that's just come out for it. But yeah, thank you all so very much again for all of the subs and support for the channel. I really, really do appreciate it, guys. So without further ado, let's get back into the next few episodes of Star Trek Resurgence. Okay. I turned down the master volume. I've kept the dialogue volume up. I turned the music volume down a little tiny smidge more.
Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals.
All right.
Manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
Hopefully this won't be too bad. Okay. Let's do this. Filter out all the noise. Bingo.
Screen.
Got it.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering.
Ooh, they're in rough shape.
Losing.
I can't get it any clearer.
And they're like right there too.
It's not happening. Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're back here as this character.
I'm sure.
USS Excelsior.
Come on, Diaz. First thing,
Alrighty.
lock onto the shuttle and
Stabilize
the
the
rotation.
rotation. Right. Okay. Got it.
We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
Yeah. There we go. Yep. Push the debris out. Don't want any of that stuff coming in towards the ship. Bingo. The hell's... What the...
That's gonna take out the shuttle. Diaz, the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Ryder, plot an intercept course.
On it.
Yeah, we're gonna ram the asteroid. Full speed ahead. Okay. Intercept course. Got it.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
Got it.
Oof.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge.
That was rough. Bingo. And in she comes. The Excelsior has been saved.
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
Hell yeah.
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock.
Spock.
The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
Of course. Of course. Welcome aboard.
Well, let me be the first to say, welcome to the Resolute, Ambassador.
Thank you, Petty Officer...
Carter? Carter Diaz. Sir.
I am pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival.
Aww.
Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon, if I may say so.
I did have some help.
Well, it wasn't all me. I got some help from upstairs.
A bombastic approach to clearing debris. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
Oh,
Storm has been pretty intense.
yeah.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable.
Yeah, I
We
wonder
attempted
why
a short
that is.
reversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
Probably the storm.
Well, this storm is one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Hell yeah.
Quite logical, Petty Officer Diaz.
'Cause that's what they're good at.
Ambassador Spock.
Excuse me.
Exactly what ensigns are made
To
for.
have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
Every day, a lowly ensign gets to meet The great, venerable Ambassador Spock. Ah. Always gives me both chills and goosebumps when I get to see him in a game like this, all his own.
Ambassador Spock, my senior staff.
He still looks
It's not
good.
every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest stuck in the past.
Yikes.
You're right, Ambassador. Not the most diplomatic choice of words.
But you're a legend.
You are a legend, Ambassador. There's not an officer in Starfleet that doesn't know of your career.
I would never assume that to be the case.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed.
So even Spock himself knows how much of a legend he's created for himself. That's so cool that he's
Lydia and Hotari.
just that self-aware.
The Lydians are the more
He's
advanced.
like, yeah, I know.
They made first
You don't have to remind
a
me.
century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illydians have shared a mining operation there. The Illydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Illydians from their system.
Jeez.
That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Huh. Have the Lydians retaliated?
Have the Illydians retaliated against the Hotari? Or taken any action against them?
Surprisingly, they have not yet responded in kind. And they
Oh.
are open to a Federation presence. But it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Illydian fleet in open war.
Sheesh.
Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective after all.
They'd still be
That is
exploited.
correct.
We can call it profitable or mutually beneficial, but at the end of the day, the Hotari are still being exploited for their own resources.
True peace is not merely the absence of war. And as such, this conflict will surely come again.
Mm-hmm.
Neither the Illydians or the Hotari are members of the Federation.
It's just a matter of
Can't make
time.
them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention.
Oh?
In the past, the Federation has relied on the Illydians as a source of dilithium.
That certainly changes things.
Puts us right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
So I guess we're culpable.
So we've already played a part in this.
Unfortunately, that is indeed the case, Commander Rydek.
We're morally obligated to make this right.
Hold on. Our only obligation is to negotiate the peaceful resolution of this conflict.
Given the Federation's involvement in the Iridium dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels, and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what
Exactly.
the ion storm has done to our ship, and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Elydian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
But that's assuming that...
Commander Westbrook is correct.
that both sides have had
The Hotari systems have been
problems
in
with
the
it.
past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
Buys us some time then.
If it's keeping the two sides talking instead of shooting at each other, that actually helps us negotiate a peace.
And we'll take advantage of that as long as it works in our favor.
And when it doesn't?
All the more reason to learn as much about it as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught unprepared should the
Yep.
energy anomaly continue to fluctuate.
Pretty much saying we don't want to be caught with our pants down around our
We're
ankles.
operating on a strict time.
Otherwise, we're
gonna be leaving with the
completely
negotiations.
shit out of luck.
Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ooh.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do.
An extremely special audience
as
with
representatives
Ambassador
of the Federation.
Spock.
But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Rydek could ingratiate himself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case. It would be unconventional, but I'm not opposed to it.
I'm no diplomat.
With all due respect, Ambassador, I'm not a trained diplomat.
That's exactly what we're going to leverage.
I began my time in Starfleet as a science officer, not as an ambassador. We must be adaptable in the line of duty.
Well, I hope Commander Rydek
Or
will
is
have
he
more luck finding
flexible?
out what really happened than we will
Morally
with official diplomatic
flexible.
channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
That look on her face says it all. Like, that's exactly what I'm worried about. Navigational complexities.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock.
I have.
It is imperative that the
Literally
Ambassador
all
shuttle be
the
quite ready.
ensigns have
I
such
need you both
worried
to
looks on
ascertain
their
the root
faces.
cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with. I am not the chief engineer of this shuttlecraft.
It's just a normal shuttle.
When you look at it logically, yes, it is just a shuttle. No different than any of the others.
There is plenty that is different about it, and that is what you are to investigate. But please limit your findings to observable scientific phenomena.
We'll try to restrain ourselves.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chobok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking. You did the smart thing.
You don't owe me a thing.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle of Saurian brandy you're still on the hook for. But
Ooh,
first, we
ouch.
have work to do.
Saurian brandy ain't cheap. That's a high price.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
Okay. Begin diagnostic.
So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation.
Uh-oh.
I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
Oh.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't gonna work for me.
Have some faith in me.
And I know you'll respect that.
You really don't believe in me, huh?
It's not you. Or her.
What is it?
Just running the numbers, and things don't work out more often than they do. My friends, and I like our group. I don't want to.
That says a lot, though.
Is that thing done yet?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown, but the backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's the million-dollar question. And we're still looking for that million-dollar answer.
Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point.
Mm-hmm.
No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
Huh. Weird.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
That too. Sometimes when running the numbers, even in my mind, I tend to be that extremely logical. I run the numbers about relationships and even I've seen it happen. 90 to about 100% of the time, I do actually get that worried that most relationships, due to the numbers, they just don't seem to work.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because we have the tech to do that.
So here,
To
they take
roll
a
back
moment,
time.
get their bearings, and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
Yep.
And look, there's another
Ooh.
warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked, or the navigation array is offline.
Bingo.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
I got warp coils.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Heck yeah. Let's see. Your tricorder can record and analyze data. Looking through it will reveal the unseen. Use X to equip or holster your tricorder. Hold the right trigger to scan glowing objects. You must be close to some objects to scan them. Watch the frame of the screen to see if you are too far away. Okay. Tricorder. Everything looks fine by front. Ah, here we go. Warp coils. Huh. Some objects you scan will activate a deep scan. During a deep scan, use left and right bumper to switch between different scan modes and search for glowing objects. The mode indicators on the tricorder will blink if there's an object to find in that mode. When you have scanned all objects, the frame will change color. Hold left trigger to analyze the data and finish the scan. Gotta scan everything meticulously from head to toe. Everything still looks good. It looks fine so far. Within nominal tolerances. Polyferronide depositions. The leading coils show evidence of routine maintenance to repair microabrasion from neutrino interactions. Sinusoidal coil cluster. The center coils guide the warp field through its focal event, maintaining a collimated thrust vector. No fractures detected. Static field. In their standby state, warp coils produce a residual electromagnetic field. No deviations detected. Huh. Complete scan.
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So, it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
Ooh. And look who it is.
Hey.
I'm not here.
Thank you.
The negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
Always got time for you.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
Now that's more accurate.
Yeah.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Hey, Maris.
That hairbrush.
Pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
Oh yeah.
All aboard
Let's
for
go.
Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole, steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
And they actually were.
Your train.
In this day and age, they still are.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now.
Bingo.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Save some of that for when I get back.
Oh.
Got a deal.
Be seeing you.
All aboard the makeout train when he gets back. Toot toot.
Etzelarda Diaz. Go back down to reality. We still have a ways to go.
Damn it.
All right, where were we?
Such a party pooper.
So the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You wanna take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now.
Alright guys, so that'll do it for the first part. I'm gonna spend some time quickly editing this so I can throw it up onto the channel, but yeah, I always have a lot of fun with this one. So once again, everyone, thank you so very much, every single one of you, for all the views. We're slowly making our way to or towards 200 subs for the channel. So if you guys don't mind supporting the channel, please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to help us grow the numbers for the channel. And until then, this is Spicy Pepper, aka Kind134TTV, signing off. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay spicy, everyone.